Okay. I gotta take a picture of this monstrosity that I've cobbled together. I should stick it on Twitter just to show. I should put it on there and be like, apparently this qualifies as a desk in the Monochromium household. Rip me. I should check my levels while I'm at it to make sure that I'm not, like, deafening anybody here. Let's see. OBS. Audio check 1, check 2, check 3. Then we'll move these. Audio check 1, check 2, check 3. Yep, we're good. We are in good shape. Hey Conker, how's it going? Did you see the video on YouTube to show about the streaming thing? Because I'm doing a strange thing today with the Final Fantasy stream through. Yes, I'm talking about restarting the game. Starting a new game from the beginning. I already deleted my save file, so unfortunately I can't exactly take that back at this point. So today we're playing catch-up to get back to where we were. And it's being done, I will admit, for a stupid reason. Because I was unhappy with the fact that I already knew the story of the characters that I was playing as, rather than allowing their stories to unfold over the course of the game. So, that's my big, fat, stupid reason for restarting, and that's what we're going to be doing. Probably dumb, like I said, but, can't exactly take it back now. So, we're playing catch-up today. If you want to hang around, that's cool. I appreciate it. If you feel like you've already seen it and you don't really want to hang around, I can respect that decision as well. So just giving you a heads up. Although I'm not sure if I should delete the other stream video that I put on YouTube for this and replace this as stream through number 1. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that yet. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I think once this rolls back over again, we will get started. Okay. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, man. Sorry if this is going to be probably very similar to how it looked the last time we did this. But, hey, we might even get a little bit further today than we did last time. It depends. Depends on how smoothly everything goes. And we will have to find out how that all goes. And we'll start finding out in just a moment. I'll try to keep it entertaining, obviously. Since I'm quote-unquote making you watch this a second time through. Here we go. How you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this is Final Fantasy for the PSP. I don't know whether to do my usual spiel at the intro of these things or to do a welcome back to Final Fantasy, the Stream Edition, because frankly, we've done this all before and we've seen this all before. We're probably, anybody who's watching this is getting some serious deja vu out of all of this, because, well, there's supposed to be a load gain there, but I have decided that the characters that I introduced in the first stream through that I did of this game were all fine and good, other than the fact that I misnamed Maxim as Maxim instead of Aiden. That was his name in the playthrough that I did on my PSP version of the game. But the reality of the matter is that I didn't like that I already knew the characters and their stories back to front, left and right, because I felt like it would detract from my ability to discover the characters organically over the course of the game, because this game doesn't give you a whole lot of direction about the characters, their character development, where they came from, all of that stuff. It pretty much says, name the characters, these are your 4 avatars, go through the world as you see fit. And I already had a story planned out for those 4 characters, and I said, I don't like that so much. It's going to detract from my own entertainment of playing this game, and that's ultimately the reason why I'm doing this, because this is the time that I use now to play video games. I don't really play off-stream very often, with some very slight exceptions. So we're starting over. We're starting a new game here with Final Fantasy 1. I apologize if this annoys anyone, because the stream that we did the last time was very, very good. We had a very good turnout because we had some support from my good man Frank Trode, who retweeted me on Twitter. But yeah, so this is a decision that I've made, and I would appreciate if you would respect it. If you don't respect it, that's fine. But I'm not going to make you watch me play through it again. So let's start this up in English. Now, we get our choice of 4 characters at the beginning of the game. Oh, also, I switched my setup a little bit here so that I'm not trying to do a balancing act between my computer and the microphone. So the microphone should sound about how it did with the Dark Souls 3 and Inside playthroughs now, because I'm back in the same spot that I was before this when I did those 2 games. And I still don't have a desk, but I cobbled together this large monstrosity of boxes and tables in order to create a makeshift desk on which my computer is now housed. But thankfully the PSP emulator is still working just fine, so this should help us a lot. Anyway, even more redundancy than the previous time is that we're actually going to be using the same party that we did in the stream before this. I have completed the game with this party once before, but it's been a while since I've played the game, and I still think that this team is a little bit more unorthodox. You usually see at least one warrior in these sorts of teams. You almost always see a white mage, because white mages are better in the GBA and PSP versions than they were in the previous 2, the PS1 version and the original NES version, in which red mages could do their job just as well, if not better, in most cases. But we'll be using the same team that we used before. So we need the water crystal here, then we need fire there, we need wind here, and we need earth here. So this is our team of 4. If you were not familiar with them, we have a healer, a backup DPS, a primary DPS, and a buffer, debuffer, attacker, elemental attacker, caster, A jack of all trades, really, is the point of this whole thing. So let's name our characters. Now, I have decided on 4 other names that I have not used in previous run-throughs of this game that I hope will be somewhat more effective at allowing me to build their stories organically. That's the only thing I've decided on, though, is what their characters' names are and what their relationships are to each other in certain cases. And we will explain both of those things right now, because our first 2 characters... Oh, my phone is ringing. Excuse me for one moment. I have to take this. Hey, Mom, what's up? Hello? Mom, can you hear me? Hey, Mom, what's up? Mom, can you hear me? Hello? Better call her back. Stop calling me while I'm on my stream. Especially if you're not gonna answer me when I ask you what's up or hello. Anyway, so the first 2 characters are here. Text message from Mom. Do you need apples? Well, thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, sorry about that. Our first 2 characters are named Moira and Norn. Now, these 2 characters are twins, identical twin sisters, as it would be. I think that a lot of people consider the thief to be male, but the design of the thief, I think, is androgynous enough that they can be considered both male or female, depending on what you name them. And the reality was, in the original intent of Simon, when I first played through the game, was that Simon was actually named Simone. It was a female character dressing like a male character, because if you are a thief and you fall in with a crowd of all male thieves, would you really want to be the only female thief in the group? But now, instead of that, we have the identical twins. I think Moira would be considered slightly older or more mature of the 2, because she's taken the responsibility of a white mage, whereas Norn has taken up less honorable career path, I suppose. But they are twin sisters. Our next character, actually I'm going to name the monk last because his name is kind of the most important of them all. Our next characters are Red Mage. His name is going to be Rousseau. And his nickname is the Scarlet Courtier. He's a bit of a ladies' man. And our last character's name should look familiar to pretty much everyone who has played a Final Fantasy before. Our monk's name is Cid. Why is his name Cid? Well, he's very good with his hands, and there was no Cid in the original Final Fantasy 1. So, I decided, well, name one of our characters Cid. Why the hell not? Maybe it'll make sense, although Cid has always kind of been an NPC for the background, but yeah, so this is our party of 4. Moira, the White Mage, Norn, the Thief, Cid, the Monk, and Rousseau, the Red Mage. So, without further ado, let's get started. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. The Jaeger barks in the background. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Fire, water, wind, and earth converging into one point on the map, this tile directly south of Cornelia. Welcome to Final Fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, and here we go. So, this is the party that I want to keep in this order for now, because they each have an elemental crystal accordingly to each other. But I would like to switch some of this stuff up real quick. That's fine. Window color. Set that up a little bit, and we'll turn this down a little bit. There are also these presets which we could use for when we're we'll use the presets. That's what we'll do. We'll use the classic one for now, and then when we start going on the paths to each crystal, we'll use a different window theme there. So that might be kind of cool. Okay, but other than that, I think we're all set and ready to go. Let's get started. We need to go, so we could go all the way up there into the castle and speak with the guards so that we can talk to the King of Cornelia about the crystal shards that we have in our inventory. But if you don't want to do that, you can also go into the town of Cornelia, and now you're blocked off from passage of getting out of there until you talk to one of the soldiers, so that they can take you directly to where you need to go, which is the castle itself. But before we do that, let's see. We decided before that you're going to keep your clothing. Basically, let's all get naked. Take all of this stuff off of everybody. To be honest with you, the last time I bought Cid, well, when he was Maxim, I bought him Nunchaku for this part, but I think I'm just going to keep him with his bare fists for the entire playthrough. I think it'll serve him better than the other stuff, so... Let's have a look around Cornelia since we're already here, because we can do all of the shopping and stuff before we go to the castle if we so choose. So that's what I'm going to do. This is Cornelia, the City of Dreams, and it is a lovely place with its cloud cover effect, the running water in this place, the town music. Oh, the town music in the PSP version is just phenomenal. I love it so much. Let's take a peek at our reflection in the water. Am I still filthy? I am still filthy! You'd think that we would have gotten that resolved since the last time we were here. Hello, dancer person? Sure, we could dance with you. Oh, here's something I didn't check the last time. You can actually look in this well. It's a well. It looks like you could climb inside, but you can't. Really. Uh-oh, I'm trapped. How will I get out now? There we go. It's a well. No, really, it's just an ordinary well. There's nothing in here for you. Go find something else to do. It's not like the well in Dragon's Dogma in the first town. You probably were intended to come into the town after speaking to the king, because all of the NPCs say the same thing as they say after you go and speak to the king, as they do before. So it's not really, I don't know, I'm probably sequence breaking a little bit or doing things out of order here a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, so we can purchase some things. Some weapons first, because why the hell not? I think, to be honest with you, I might do a little bit of weapon, like, limiting the types of weapons that I use. Like a rapier, I mean, if it's a gentleman thief, I understand why you'd use a rapier, but as a thief, I don't think Norn is going to use a rapier. I think Norn is going to use her knife that she has to start with. But we will get a rapier because I want one for Russo there. So Moira can keep her staff. Norn can keep the knife that she had to start with. Cid can use his bare hands, and Russo can use his rapier. Now for some armor. Let's see, what can we buy for armor here? Clothes are good for everyone. Well, it says they're good for everyone, but I'm inclined to disagree in terms of Cid there. Leather armor and chainmail. So we'll get chainmail for Russo, and we'll get leather armor for Norn. And other than that, I think we're good. See, because Cid, if we try to equip clothes, it says it gives him more defense, but because he's a monk, he has natural defense and evasion, and the clothes just sort of weigh him down. We'll find some cases of clothing where that won't be a problem, but until then, we have to make do with what we've got, which in this case is nothing. We'll give the chainmail to Russo, and we'll keep the clothes there and give the leather armor to Norn. In the early game, I find that defense, pure defense, is actually slightly better for your characters than evasion is. So if you're getting an evasion penalty, like Russo here has only 48 evasion as compared to like 63 to start with, it's not that big of a deal because he has 15 defense with which to block everything. So it's okay. We'll make do with what we've got there. But I can sell these other things. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's buy some magic, and then we'll make our way to the castle. We'll figure out about rescuing the princess, but I don't know why we specifically have to do it. We haven't been given that mission yet. The keyword is yet in that sentence there. Okay, so like I was saying before, I think that in the early game, Protect is probably better than Blink, because defense is probably more beneficial than evasion in the early game, even though Blink does raise Moira's evasion quite high by comparison to Invis, which you get at the next level. But instead of getting that, we're going to get the Cure spell for Moira, and we're also going to get the Cure spell for Russo. Moira and Russo are going to share a couple of spells here and there. I'm going to vary it up so that they don't always share a spell, but they will have some of the same spells together. And this is where my primary focus is going to be, is on buying spells for these guys, because it's kind of more important than the other stuff. We'll get Dia as well for Moira, and then we will also get Protect for Moira, and Protect for Russo there. So we get 150 gil that we can use on other things. To be honest with you, the black magic spells that you get in the early levels are kind of, not that great. And as it is, we only have one spell slot left for a black magic spell, so we might as well go grab it. And that black magic spell that I'm going to get is Sleep. Fire and Thunder, to be honest with you, are good if you have a black mage in the party, so you have a dedicated caster. But the red mage can do a little bit of everything, including hit things physically. So because the red mage can hit things physically, usually that will do as much, if not more damage than the fire and thunder spells that we can use on one single foe. Basically, in order to conserve MP, at that point you might as well be using a physical attack, because magical spells, at least in the early and mid game, are usually better used as crowd control. Later on in the game, they'll be used more to buff up our allies and to slow down our enemies a little bit, but for now, it's more crowd control. And the only crowd control spell, I think, that you get in the first level here, is Sleep, and it can be used to put everyone to sleep in the of the enemies in the battle. So we'll grab that, and we will make use of it as we go here. Okay, so we've got all of our equipment ready, we've got all of our spells ready, so now let's get our items ready, and then we can talk to the soldiers and move along to the castle. It would probably be a good idea to buy potions, but I'm just going to buy a couple of sleeping bags because I only have 100 gil to work with for right now. And we'll find use for the potions later once we get some more levels. But those sleeping bags will probably be more useful to us as we take care of the first quest in this game. And we'll get to that first quest right about now, because we're going to talk to the soldier. The Warriors of Light, you say? What about this prophecy? Actually, we've probably heard the prophecy, haven't we? And that's why we're here, because we're like, well, we're probably supposed to go to somewhere, so why not start in this area? All the enemies are really low level, and so are all of us. Yes, we are clutching some crystals, so let's go see the king. As with last time, I'm not going to do voices for everyone, only for important characters. And unfortunately, that means that the king and the chancellor are going to get the shaft, because I'm going to exclusivize my voice acting for even more than I was before. So the king and the chancellor I will react to, and when we get to an important NPC, we'll go from there. We do carry crystals. We carry crystals of water, fire, wind, and earth, but they're only shards of the real thing. They're not the whole crystal. Yes, I suppose we would have heard Lucan's prophecy, considering it's, everywhere in this world. Everyone knows it. Well, maybe not, but, these crystal shards have some light left in them. Would the light really have stayed in the crystals if we weren't the true warriors? So... And what would that task be, my king? Your daughter? Where has your daughter gone? She's been abducted by Garland, a knight traitor. Okay, well, I suppose we have our first quest now. So we need to go to the Chaos Shrine to the north, and it's actually northwest, but, no big deal. In order to confront Garland and rescue Princess Sarah. The finest swordsman in the kingdom? Are you sure about that? He sounds really strong, except entirely not so. Maybe your soldiers just suck, dude. Sure we do. I don't know that we ever mentioned that, but we probably know that we can find a ship or something in Pravoka, or maybe our ship was in Pravoka. I don't know. I guess not, because the bridge leading north was lost long ago. Maybe we just can't go anywhere else, and that's why we're like, well, we might as well. Yes, your majesty, we will go. And so our first quest begins. We need to rescue Princess Sarah and bring her back to the castle. Let's see here. We'll switch some things up here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. This will be our party for our first quest and how they're set up. I'm going to be switching how the party looks as the game goes along, because the bearers of each individual crystal will be the front runners of the party on each quest. Like as we do the quest for the Earth Crystal, Russo will be the first person because he is the bearer of the Earth Crystal Shard. So let's talk to Sarah's little sister. Oh, don't cry, little lady. We'll get your sister back. Don't worry about that. I mean, maybe, but you can't say maybe in front of a child like that. Anything other than certainty, and you may not help the situation. You may only hurt the situation. So, okay. I was waiting for the thing to load up there. So let's save it, and now we will start on our quest to go and find Garland at the Chaos Shrine. I grinded up to level 2 the last time I was doing this, but I'm just going to go straight there. We have 2 sleeping bags, we might as well use them. If we don't get to level 3 before we get to the shrine, I will use a sleeping bag. I'll use one of the sleeping bags when we get to level 2, and I'll use another when we get to level 3. But I will try to get to that first. How do I want to do this? We'll probably have Moira and Norn go after one enemy by themselves. Looks like Norn can take care of one by herself. And yeah, I think Sid is strong enough to where I don't think he'll ever need to equip any weapons with his fists doing all the talking here. Like, I mean, look at the damage he's doing just without the Nunchaku. We were doing like, what, 15 before? And then now we're doing 40 to 50. It's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? Oh, I never checked out this cave when I went past you. Man, I missed a ton of stuff because I was trying to hurry up the last time, I guess. Maybe I was just so excited that I didn't take my time with it, but now I'm taking my time. So let's check what's in here. This is the Earth Gift Shrine. I don't think we can do anything in here other than check out this entrance area for right now. Oh, hey, you're a dwarf. What's going on, man? Yes, we read the title card there. Oh, okay. Well, maybe when the land stops decaying, we'll have some way in. But until then, there's this statue blocking passage into the place, and the putrid stench of the decaying earth hangs heavy on the air, blocking our passage. We'll have to find some way to get around that, but not right now. It's more of a... I don't know if it's an end game thing, because you can kind of go into the Earthgift Shrine after getting probably like the second crystal lit fairly comfortably. But not right now. We can't do anything with it for now. So instead, let's continue north and hope to God we don't run into any crazy horses. Because at level 1, crazy horses will kill you! So let's just not bother with that. I do like thieves in this game, though, because the thieves are, a lot of people are kind of like, they're not that good compared to, like, a warrior. You might as well have a warrior instead of a thief. But I like the fact that thieves are very agile, so they can usually attack first, or later on in the game, when they start gaining access to other things, they can do some support stuff at the beginning of fights first, and that even includes in boss fights, so... Norn will be useful, as will everyone else throughout the entire game. But for now, well, we're all level 1, so we can only be slightly useful at level 1. That Black Widow hurts a little bit, doesn't it? Beat it up there, Sid. Nice job. And we gained a level. Nice. Got some HP, agility, stamina, luck. Nice. Very good. How about you, Russo? Well, you got some stats, so that's fine. And some HP, strength, stamina, and luck. Nice. Alright. Russo, you need to work on your level ups there a little bit. You got some stats out of it, but just because you're a man about the courts doesn't mean that you can afford to be squishier than everyone else. Anyway, let's have a sleep. We'll get up to level 3, and then we'll enter the Chaos Shrine and see what we can do about Garland. And we might get to level 3 slightly faster than we did before because we're up here, so we might be fighting something other than goblins the whole time. Or we'll just fight a whole ton of them, you know, that could also happen. Oh shit. Do that instead, and then go there. These guys shouldn't be too threatening. They're usually fairly docile. They don't do that much damage, I don't think. I mean, they'll do a little bit more damage if you have less armor, but, you know, not a big deal. We can handle it. Hopefully at some point here, Russo is going to start getting more hits than one hit, because with Moira I can understand, because she's a white mage, so she's not usually going to be doing that much physical damage, but Russo needs to prove his worth a little bit in terms of his attacking capability, since that is a big part of his character. Again, he's a jack of all trades and master of none. Okay, so preemptive strike on the Gigaswarm, so that's fantastic. Let's see if we can't take care of them. I don't think so, because they're fairly tanky, but we can bring their HP down just a little bit this way, and then we'll just all focus on one and go from there. One down. Nice. They do a fairly decent amount of damage, so, like, oh, okay, I guess I won't show you because you missed, but yeah, they can do a pretty decent amount of damage at this point if you are low on HP or low on defense, so don't want to be at that point there. And slightly worse levels, but slightly better level for Russo. Nice. I think that they just sort of, like, swap off, so you end up almost with the same amount of HP and MP at the end of the game, regardless of how much you get, even if it seems like you're getting low-level amounts. I don't know if it's random or not, but it could be. We are going to have slightly less MP, though, for the Garland fight here, but we should be okay, because I have Protect on 2 people, so now we can just kind of coat the whole party in it and be fine. So let's use a sleeping bag. And then we'll go and fight Garland. I'll save out here. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go in. So this is the Chaos Shrine. Now, as I said before, you can go to the left or right in order to gain some items. I think one of the ones, basically the ones to the right, I think are locked, and the ones to the left are not. We don't have a key to get into the locked doors yet, so I'm going to wait to go and grab those things until we have a key. So without further ado, let's just go straight up the middle and see what we can do about this Garland character. Hello there. And he is an NPC that's important, so I will read his lines. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine! What? Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down! Okay, buddy. I'd like to see you try. Alright, so we have a fight with Garland now. So first things first, let's get Protect up on our mages. Sleep will not do us any good in this battle, unfortunately, because I think Garland resists it. So I wouldn't even attempt to try it, but we'll attack a little bit and do almost no damage, but that's okay. As long as I can Protect up on everybody before too much carnage happens here, we should be fine. I have Cure on 2 people, so with our physical offense doing some things, we should be okay. How much does Cure cost again? 3. So we'll have 1 Cure each by the end of this, and that should hold us over for the entire fight. We'll only Cure when it's necessary, basically. Catch these hands, Garland, and these knives. Okay, so that's good for everybody. We'll just contribute to offense now and just see what we can do. Nice! Hit the weak spot. Getting 2 hits off Russo now, so we're in good shape. And thankfully, due to the chainmail and Protect, he's only doing 1 damage to Russo, so that's pretty nice. Or 2 damage if he, decides that he wants to do more things with his life than nothing. Haha! Gotcha, Garland! That went a lot faster than last time, probably because I'm using my hands with Sid rather than nunchucks. Am I going to get another level out of this? Not quite. We're probably pretty close, though. Princess Sarah, are you all right? Hello there. We have come to rescue you on orders of the King of Cornelia. Well, you need not thank us, because it was only the right thing to do. I think the soldiers of your kingdom are kind of terrible at their jobs, unfortunately. Hopefully you don't get kidnapped again later in the game, otherwise this is gonna become a recurring trend here. Alright, will do. Let's go back to the castle with Princess Sarah in tow. And thankfully we're teleported directly there, so we don't have to worry about having no cures all the way back. Well, you're welcome, our king, your majesty. So we go to a shrine with crappy enemies out front of it. We rescue a princess from a level 1 mini-boss. And now, apparently that qualifies us to be the Warriors of Light. I mean, really, if the pirates in the next town over had these crystal shards, like if we got killed and they came over here and they were like, yeah, we're Warriors of Light, we've got crystal shards, see? They could have gone and slaughtered Garland themselves and not had any problems, and the king would have been like, oh, you're the Warriors of Light, so you go do the quest. Anybody could have done it at this point. Like, come on, man. It has nothing to do with us rescuing your daughter. It has everything to do with us having the crystals, and that might not even mean anything. It's kind of silly, is all I'm saying. Anyway, here is the entire prophecy. When darkness veils the world, 4 Warriors of Light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Voicing that one because that's Lucan, and he's an important NPC. We'll be seeing him later. Well, that might be why we wanted to go to the continent to the north. We might have heard something about a crystal being able to be found there. So, please have the bridge rebuilt so that we can continue up there and see what we can do about the crystals. Well, thank you, King. We appreciate your blessing. Or thank you, Your Majesty, I should say. I wonder why he has chocobo statues. There are no chocobos in this world. Ah, well, I would love to hear you play it sometime, Princess. Oh, what a jerk. Oh, okay, sure. I suppose we can take it with us. I don't know when it'll come in handy, but maybe Russo can play it for us every night around the campfire. Thank you, princess. You obtain the loot. Damn, I ended too early. But I was ready for it this time. And we have a key item, which is right here. A sonorous instrument of great beauty. What's it used for? I don't know. Figure it out later. Right now we gotta worry about going to the continent to the north. That's all should be on our minds for right now. Anything to say, Chancellor? Oh, really? Okay, sounds good. We'll see if we can chat with her when we're back here in Cornelia all of one other time. Probably. No, 2 other times in this entire game. Yes, I appreciate her thoughts. Her thoughts give us the strength and will to carry on. Oh, please. You need not call us by the name Warriors of Light. We're all regular old people just like you. As a matter of fact, we're only slightly higher level than you probably are. Anyway, let's go check with Sarah's little sister and see what she has to say about her sister being back. Hey, I brought your sister back. It is, in fact, all up to us. Oh, well, you don't need to do that. Oh, okay, well, thank you, I guess. Anyway, wait, hang on. Wasn't their mother here, around here somewhere, too? In one of these places? Maybe? They can shatter the gateway of evil, huh? Well, I don't know about any gateways of evil, but I'm sure we'll find something. Maybe? I'm sure we'll find something one of these days concerning the gate of evil. And a lot of soldiers say the same things. Okay, here's Sarah's mother. I didn't find her on the last one either. Queen Jane. Oh, you don't need to thank us, my queen. It was only, after all, the right thing to do. That's gonna be like our catchphrase or something. Because at this point in the story, being that one-dimensional is actually just fine because, you know, we're not super far in yet, and I don't know anything about these characters, so. Other than their names and their occupations in life. And what is your part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy? Work, 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 work. Yes, that is apparently how we're qualified in this universe. Sorry, I'm the computer's a little farther away from me than it was before, so sometimes I might not catch chat things. But yeah, apparently anybody can get qualified. All you gotta get is some crystal shards, some sparkly rocks from a river, and be high enough level to kill a level 1 knight. Seems simple enough to me. What does the bridge have to do with the prophecy? The bridge, my friends, is only the beginning. And they can't be here, or else their journey will not continue. So that's what the bridge is for. Alright, off we go then. Actually, I'm going to rest up before we go here in Cornelia. How much money do I have now? Well, we've got a decent amount. And we don't really need to use it on too many things because we already have all the level 1 spells we need, so we can probably save a little bit of that money. I might buy some potions and some antidotes before we go, and probably a couple more sleeping bags, so. Yeah, they do work pretty quickly, don't they? All they need is the prospect of becoming associated with the Warriors of Light, and then that makes them work double time. Hello, who are you? Are you related to Minwu? Probably not. Minwu's got a white cloak, and you've got a badass blue and purple one. Not gonna say anything, huh? Fine, I didn't want to talk to you anyway. Oh, hey! Hey, where you going? Hey! I'm talking to you! He's probably not important. So, the Chancellor said you have advice on things. Why am I still here? Well, I had to come back and see you, of course. I guess we really do want to dance with you. Alright, so we've rested up. The sages, by the way, in the inn here in Cornelia will give you some advice on gameplay tutorial stuff, like, you know, how to battle, how different stats work in battle, and how experience and leveling up and all that good stuff. I think I'll be okay without their advice. Same thing in Final Fantasy II, really. Although I think one of the sages in Final Fantasy II actually has some pretty good advice that they don't really get anywhere else. Okay, so we'll get, how about we get, like, let's see. We need 2 sleeping bags, so I'm going to need 100. We'll get 4 potions, 1 for each person, 2 antidotes, and 2 sleeping bags. And that should do us for a little while. It's unfortunate that you don't get a means of healing poison until level 4 from magic, but yeah, it's okay. Oh, did you? Pravoka, huh? That's probably where we need to go next. And it's a pirate's den now. Well, that ain't good. We'll probably have to do something about that because, you know, it's the right thing to do. I'm gonna get sick of saying that by the time this playthrough's over. Alright, so let's pop a save here. And then our party of Cid, Moira, Russo, and Norn will head over the bridge after being ambushed by a couple of wolves because, you know, this is my life now. Fighting random wildlife for honor and glory. Nice job, Norn. I didn't think you'd be able to kill them just with a knife, but I do suppose they don't have as much armor as Garland does, so makes sense. And there's our level that we were looking for. I think you probably, when you get less HP and MP, I think you get more stats on those levels, at least in my experience, but I'm not really sure. Or maybe not. I don't know. The point is, we always seem to have this issue where the thief has the most HP in the party. It's kind of off-putting, but I suppose we'll be fine. Let's continue across the bridge. And it was here that the series truly began, because this is the main theme of Final Fantasy. An iconic song that RPG goers the world over probably have heard at least once in their life. And so, their quest began. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brilliantly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. I wonder who's who down there. Let's see. Well, the one's got a longer sword, so that's got to be Russo on the left there. Maybe the one on the right is Moira because of the hood. I don't know. But this is Final Fantasy. And I would say if I haven't said it before, but I have said it before like 3 times already, so for God's sakes, let's continue with this fantastic game. Now there's 2 different ways we can go here. I'm going to take the path to the left first because this leads further north. And further north is someplace that we want to visit before we head east to the city of Pravoka. Because we'll get some sage advice from there. Quite literally. But first, of course, we have to take care of the goblin guards that stand in our way. The enemies around here are a little bit tougher. Okay, here's a crazy horse. Now you get to see what happens when I flounder helplessly against enemies like this. I'm going to have Moira defend because she has less defense. Sid will probably be okay. Russo will probably be okay. I'm just going to have these people attack. I'm going to have Russo, Norn, and Sid attack while Moira defends. And that's why it could be a problem with Crazy Horses, because they do tons of damage with their attacks. Mostly because they can hit more often than one time, like most enemies around here can only hit one time. Crazy Horses, well, they've got 4 hooves, so I would imagine they can hit about 4 times. And that just gets rough, man. So that's why we'll need to keep up on our healing a little bit. It's also why I brought a couple of sleeping bags along, just in case we run into a bunch of those guys. And here's a Cobra. He's dead. Sid strangled him to death. Ah, Snake! Kill it! Kill it! They do give good experience, though. And so we've arrived at Matoya's cave. What happens to wait us in Matoya's cave? Well, it'd be nice if I could see halfway in front of my face here. I can't see 5 feet in front of me with all this cave fog. That's what I'm calling darkness from now on, cave fog. That's my new designation for it. We're not out to cast off the veil of darkness. We're off to cast off the veil of cave fog. What spell is that? Satanic chanting. Yay! Explains why these skulls are here, after all. We'll see what T'Chella's no-tub B means when we get out of here. Hello? What's going on? Are you alright? Your eye? What happened to your eye? It's not on your sprite either. She keeps running into obstacles. Oh, well, she's missing her crystal eye. That ain't good. We might be able to help you with that. No, she doesn't want to listen to us right now. Fine, I'll just take your chair. Now I'm the sage. And actually, speaking of which, we need to rearrange our party slightly here, don't we? So we'll put Russo up here, because this is the path to the Earth Crystal. So let's change up our preset to Earth Crystal. Oh god, that's bright. Jesus. Might have to turn that down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? We'll keep it. If it kills my eyes too badly, then we'll switch back and we'll just use the. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Sorry, I kind of wish. Well, what does water crystal look like? Fire crystal, crystal. That one doesn't look bad. Sorry, I guess we won't be using the presets after all. We'll just we'll do this. There. That works for me. All right. And actually, that's probably closer to Final Fantasy IV's colors. Okay, you can't stand in front of the door, guy. Get out of here. Is he stuck? Oh, Lord. Matoya, your frickin' brooms won't get out of my way. I'm trapped. I can't get out. Go that way. Thank you. Alright. So now that we're out of that hellhole, how much do we need to the next level? 38. Okay, we can wait to use another sleeping bag until we get to the next level. And then we'll sleep. And then we'll be probably halfway to Pravoka by that point. Preemptive strike on one goblin. Even though it's a goblin guard, I think we'll be fine. Murder him! Oh, another crazy horse. Oh boy. Yeah, just do what we did last time. We should be okay. Well, that was better than last time. Nice job tanking that, Russo. Knew that chainmail would come in handy for you. Honestly, Russo's probably the only one who's going to be wearing full armor set for most of the game, so that's... I don't know whether I should be disappointed by that or what. I got another preemptive strike here. That's nice. It does make things easier when the enemies just let me mercilessly beat them to death. Only one hit, Sid? What happened? Did you miss? How could I miss? There you go. That's better. He's probably not as accurate as he could be. I think agility, the agility stat, if I recall correctly, has something to do with accuracy. So, aha! Another level. Nice. Nice HP increase. Nice MP increase. Yeah, that theory that I had where you gain more stats on levels when you get less HP and MP, I don't think that's holding true. So we'll use a sleeping bag. And then we'll head to the east and see if we can't make it to Pravoka. First, though, a couple of things. First thing, we'll try that satanic chanting that they said. How about Tucheles no tob B? There. I did it! I summoned a map! So this is the world map, and you can enlarge it or use the full thing to see the entire world and everywhere that you will explore. Also, all of the places that you have been are all labeled on your map, including your current position. So Castle Cornelia, Cornelia itself, the Chaos Shrine, Matoya's Cave, and this time the Earthgift Shrine, which is not marked on the map because this map was actually made, I think, back in 1987 or for the PlayStation 1 version. One of the two, but it was before Earthgift Shrine was added. That was added in the GBA version of the game, so. But we are here, and we need to go here. This is the harbor city of Pravoka. So that's the first thing. Second thing, that tile area, the white tiled area down there, it has no significance for us right now, but it will once we get to Pravoka. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Before we go, though, I'm going to pop a save, just so that we have it. And now we'll continue on. If we run into a particularly large group of enemies, sometimes it's more useful to have Russo try casting Sleep on all of them, because it only costs 3 MP, and it targets everything for right now, so that's probably fairly useful. These guys aren't all that threatening, but I can always demonstrate it. And then we'll just have everybody else go after the Wargwolf there, because I think he's got a pretty decent amount of health. So see if we can put them to sleep. You're actually dreaming this. Alright, nice. We got everybody except for the Wargwolf, which is cool because the Wargwolf himself is probably going to die this turn. So let's see if we can get him before he gets an attack in. Yeah! Nice job. And now we just beat them up before they wake up and we'll be fine. Good job, team. How are we doing on OBS there, by the way? Is it still... It looks like it's holding out fine. I haven't had it in the background there. I haven't really been looking at it, but hopefully there haven't been too many frame drops or anything like that this time. I haven't been encountering any lag on my end of things, which is always a good thing. Another new enemy, lizards. I believe these guys are weak to ice, but we don't really have ice, and we don't really need ice, because ice is kind of, not so good at this point in the game, but we can probably get them. Probably got some pretty good defense, though. It's because none of you are using thrusting attacks. You're supposed to use thrusting attacks on things with scales. Ow. Jesus. Please die. Alright, we'll keep going. We'll be fine. There we go. Probably should have healed a little bit, but that's okay. He does give some good experience, though, so that's nice. We'll... Actually, since you're casting Sleep, we'll have you use Cure. Because your MP ain't doing nothing other than that, so... It's fine. And that damage was even with the chainmail, so, gotta watch out for them lizards. I'm sure we'll encounter them in larger groups later, and that'll make things a whole lot more difficult, but okay, we gotta concentrate all on one Gigasworm here. Actually, well, we could try putting them to sleep. I don't think they're resistant to it. There are certain enemies that are resistant to one particular status or another, but I don't think Gigasworms are resistant to any particular status here. So, we'll see. Okay, well, we put the one that we just significantly weakened to sleep, so I'll take that. We'll fight this other guy. And then we'll go from there. Nice. And that's that. Gotta try to make use of my crowd control while I can. Eventually that crowd control will become more useful because we'll be getting more multi-target spells, and it won't just be statuses and Dia that we'll be using multi-targets for. I'm gonna try putting him to sleep just because it's he is fairly threatening, this lizard, because of the damage that he can inflict. Ooh, nice crit. So let's see if he's resistant or not. Nope. Bye-bye. Because now he's basically as harmless as a house cat. Or, well, I suppose house cats, unless they're declawed, do still have claws, so they can probably hurt you a fair bit. But that is neither here nor there. Let's get this level up going. Oh, nice. Lots of HP and MP this time. Sweet. I don't think Sid got any stats out of that level, but that's okay. His stats are looking pretty good anyway. I don't think he'll ever use his intelligence for anything, but that's fine too. And you'll notice, by the way, that the monk's attack and defense and evasion are all going up as he levels up. So that probably helps him out a little bit. Like I said, his physical attacks with his hands are going to be our primary form of offense for him. And he'll do fine with that. We're almost to Provoca, but I think... no, we can use magic to heal ourselves a little bit there. You take care of those two, that's fine. And then you do that, and that. And then just because I feel like it, that, and that. Okay, cool. Reason why I'm doing that, of course, is because the amount of HP and MP you have lost in Final Fantasy I does not factor against how much it costs to rest up at the inn. In Final Fantasy II, however, that's a different story, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, we've got this to do. And here we are, the harbor city of Provoca. Sometimes I like to just let the town theme play out without talking too much. Excuse me, because it's just that good. Please help you. Help you with what? Ah, help you with the pirate problem. Okay, well, that makes sense. But first things first, let's go get a room and rest up. 50 gil. They charged me 30 gil over at Cornelia. Who do you think you are? That's okay. Rested and restored. Refreshed and restored. Okay, so the pirate problem is over to the left here. Now, I don't remember... The layout of this town always confuses me, unfortunately. I don't remember where specific shops are, and that just can get a little annoying, but that's okay. So what spells do I want for you? I think I have... Here I go. I have some notes on my Google Docs of the stuff that I want to grab in terms of spells there. Well, the most important one that I want to grab is Temper. But other than that... And that's in the Black Magic shop. I think we'll just grab weapons and armor for the first part here, and then later on we'll worry about the spells. Because right now we don't really need the other spells for anything. Hammer, I'm going to say Moira doesn't use hammers. She's not Eva, she can't just whack people with them and give them headaches. So instead of that, we'll just keep with what we've got there. Broadsword is better, I believe. We don't have enough gil for it. Broadsword is better than the Scimitar, which is 10 and 10. But we'll be getting a broadsword in a little while, so I'm not going to buy one. Instead, I will buy a Scimitar as a straight upgrade for Rousseau's rapier there. It feels weird saying it's a straight upgrade, considering the fact that if this was 2 stream-throughs ago, the rapier would be better than the Scimitar in some cases and worse than others because of the fact that it inflicts thrusting damage rather than slashing damage. But that's neither here nor there because this isn't Dark Souls, so unfortunately, Dark Souls is forever ingrained in my brain in terms of how physical and elemental type matchups happen. Because of how many times I've played through games in the Souls series, it just... especially when I've played them recently, it just sort of overwrites everything else. Kind of sucks, actually. But it's not a bad thing, even though it can suck a little bit. Okay, so new armor here. Nobody can wear the iron armor. And that's the other cool thing, though, is that with this team setup anyways, that like if you have a warrior in your party, it seems like you're always behind on Gil, because you're always trying to buy not only the spells for your mages, but also all of this really expensive gear for your warrior to wear in order to give him more defense. But with this team, you have less to buy, so you don't have to worry about that as much. We'll buy some leather gloves. I think 1 defense for 1 accuracy. I don't know if that's going to be really worth it for Norn there. So we'll just buy some for Moira. Because Rusto's probably got enough defense as it is, and as we've established, the gloves and other armor pieces are only going to hurt Cid, so we don't need that. But Moira can use all the defense she can get, even if she has a little bit of an evasion problem because of it. Okay. So now we can purchase spells if we so choose, but let's see what we have in the item shop first. More potions, some ethers if I wanted them. I don't really need the ethers for anything. Maybe we'll hold off for now. We'll buy some more stuff once we have some more money together. And we will have more money together very shortly because of what we're going to do next. But first, let's deal with this pirate problem. I would assume that you're the big boss of all these pirates. This town has been under your reign of terror long enough. Well, maybe if you'd stop looking at my balls and start looking at how serious my face looks, we could have a one-on-one fight here. Of course, you can't do that because you have to send your lackeys after me. How are you going to do that with your swords? Those don't make bones go crunch, they make skin go... Anyway, lots and lots of pirates. Let's see how many of them we can put to sleep here. We can take on some of the front row this turn. Just take a few of them out. They're not terribly threatening, but they are in a large enough group to where they can, if they all kind of gang up on one person before you can get some crowd control going, they can be a little threatening, so. But we got a few of them, so that's with sleep, so that's helpful. And they all stayed asleep, the ones that were going to be sleeping. Let's see, so you take that one, you take that one, you continue fighting the one you just did, and you take that one. And hopefully we'll be able to kill all of the ones that are not sleeping this turn, and that will help significantly with the amount of crowd control that we have here. Gotta use that crowd control, man. It's important in the early game when a lot of enemies here are... when large groups like this are kind of threatening, it's important to have a backup plan. Last one. And gone. Alright. That was a lot of pirates, but we took care of them just fine. How do you like that, great pirate Bick? Yeah, I hope not, after we just killed your whole crew. Well, sure we can. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me for killing all of your dudes that you sicked on me? I sure hope so, because if he's not, he might be a little butthurt about the fact that we obtained a ship. Alright. Fantastic. So now we can travel on the seas. Oh, have you? I'll believe it when I see it. Anyway, let's talk to some of the townsfolk. I wonder if that one guy in Cornelia says anything different now that we've taken care of the pirates around town here. Well, maybe we should go and visit the elves and see if we can't do anything about this whole deep sleep My mic cut off as I was saying ship. Oh god, is it still working? Hold on. Oh god. Hello? Okay, it is working. Good. I wonder why it cut off. Maybe it's the cord. The cord that I'm using has seen better days. I could probably get another one. But the only problem is that this one is like 12 feet long, so it really helps in my case because my room is very horizontally shaped. So a lot of the time, in order to have everything plugged in for streaming and recording, I have to basically sit across the room from everything, and that's why I needed such a long cord. Well, you're welcome! And I was going to say, oh god, here we go, getting trapped behind NPCs again. This is going to become another recurring trend. What I heard was shit. That's great. I have to check that out. If it's funny enough, maybe I'll highlight it. I don't think these people say anything really different in terms of stuff. Usually the people that look the same, the NPCs that have the same model, they all say the same thing, so... Melmond, huh? Well, that sounds terrible. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to be able to get there first, and I don't think we can get there just yet. But we have a quest, and we have to go to Elfheim in order to find something. Thankfully, those pirates gave us a nice little chunk of change here to buy... Well, it's not really a nice little chunk of change, but it's enough to buy us exactly one spell. And that exact one spell that we're going to buy is in the Black Magic shop, because it is the Temper spell. Temper is fantastic. It raises one ally's attack, and you wouldn't think that that would be that useful, considering, first of all, it's a level 2 spell, so it's probably not that powerful, and you get it early in the game. It's only 250 gil. How good could it possibly be, right? Well, if you thought that way, then you thought wrong, because Temper is actually one of the best spells in the game, and I'll be using it very liberally throughout the playthrough. So we'll give that to Russo. We don't have enough money to buy the rest of the level 2 spells that we will want, but we'll be able to get some more in a little while. I have a way, ladies and gentlemen, a method of getting some extra money together before we make our way to Elfheim. But first, we're actually going to go in the ship this time, unlike last time where I went to the next area before I did that. I'm not worried about my HP and MP being lower than maximum right now, because we're going to take care of that as soon as we go in the ship here. Well, not as soon as, but as soon as we go in the ship and then meander a little bit. Because you can travel by ship now all over the place, and by all over the place, I mean within this little bay area that we have here, because there's actually no way out of this bay right now. We'll have to find another way around in order to get out into the wider world and sail in the seas like all over here. But for right now, we're stuck in here, so might as well make the most of it. And by make the most of it, I mean sail our way over to Cornelia in order to check that one NPC that I was talking about, and also check and see if we can rest, actually, and not checking and seeing, we can rest up at Cornelia for slightly less than we could at Pravoka. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see if we can put these new enemies, Sahagins, to sleep. I'm not sure. I tried using Thunder on them previously, and they might have been weak to it, but it actually didn't do all that much damage, Thunder. So maybe it's just because Russo was strong enough at that point where, we didn't need to worry about it or what, but see if we can get some crowd control going. There we go. Nice! And now all the ones that were not being attacked are asleep. So cool. Take them out, boys and girls! And Russo now has his swashbuckling weapon, because we're on the high seas, so of course he has to have it. He's a man of many faces and many acts, so he has to play the part. Especially now, since he's the leading man for this part of the adventure. So we'll rest up here. We'll check and see what that NPC says. Maybe we'll buy a little bit of a couple of extra sleeping bags. Well, will we? I think I'll buy one extra, because we'll need a couple on the way back from the Peninsula of Power there. And if you don't know what the Peninsula of Power is, don't worry, we'll find out very shortly. It's a terrible place, and you definitely don't want to go there. Just trust me on that. if you want to get the Tilder version of what I'm going to say for about 20 minutes there. Have we been to the Western Keep? No, we have not. The crown from the Marsh Cave to restore the fallen keep. Huh. Well, that's interesting. See, I wasn't sure if there was anybody who ever really told you where to go, but I suppose the dancer gives you some direction, doesn't she? If you're really lost and she's like, well, here's the direction that you need to be pointed in, because the developers told me to tell you this. So maybe we'll come back and talk to her more often, since she seems to be giving us pretty sound advice here on where to go and what to do. Okay, we got one other sleeping bag, so let's take those two with us over here to Pravoka, and then we'll head even further east before we head down to Alfheim and see what we can find. Gotta go down here. You can also land at that bay area over by Matoya's cave too, but if you try to land at, well, actual land, you can't. So you need to find a port in order to park the ship. It's important. You'll need to know that for later because, you know, the ship will... you'll have to find ports all over the world for the ship for a little while there, but that's fine. I don't mind it. Usually there's a port pretty close to a town, so... usually a good indication that a town is nearby if you see a port. Anyway, so we saved. The game is still making all those glitchy artifacts in the background, but it's not that big of a deal. The game doesn't exactly run incredibly smoothly with the regular PSP version either. I mean, it runs smoothly. The graphics I don't think ever really glitch out, but sometimes it takes a little while to load everything up on the system there. These werewolves can regenerate their HP, so instead of allowing them to do that, I'm going to brutally murder them as quickly as I possibly can while trying to crowd control the rest. Yeah, well, that's not as much as I would have liked, but I guess it's fine. So they heal a little bit each turn. Why don't you join in on the fun there, Russo? So that we can try to get rid of this werewolf before he becomes a problem. I probably should have just had everybody else gang up on the other werewolf because I don't want to be killing all the dudes that I have sleeping right now. Then it's like, what's the point of that crowd control that I just did there? Oh, woke up. Alright, well, back to sleep again. And then everybody else attack that guy, and we'll be in good shape. I wonder if, looking back now, I'm not going to be able to look back right now to see it, but I wonder if the reason why it cut off the puh sound effect that I made at the end of ship there, it could have been because of my wire, but it could have also been because of the fact that I have a pop filter in front of my mic. So the pop filter prevents things like sounds from making like super high gains on the microphone. So I wonder if it just like muted it just naturally like that. That'd be pretty funny. Man, can't even go 3 steps without fighting a battle here. I should probably take out the goblin guards, but it's okay. Just everybody gang up on the werewolf and we'll be fine. Alright, good. Next. And we all gained levels, nice. I would like to try to keep our party's levels even throughout the game, but if we can't do that, like if somebody dies by accident and I don't have the means of restoring their life, then yeah. Yeah, it could have been the pop filter, I'm not really sure. I'll have to look back and see. Moira, nice HP increase. She's gonna be tanky, even though she's a white mage there. So normally you'd think that a cleric, well, to be fair, the Dungeons & Dragons counterpart of white mages clerics are actually fairly tanky, but how often do I actually play Dungeons & Dragons? Basically never, so yeah. When we get more people though, like when I get the stream a little bit more popular and more people start showing up for them, maybe we'll get together a little group and play some Dungeons & Dragons, I don't know. I'd be down for that. The map, by the way, also shows the location of your ship, which seems to be glitching out slightly with the emulator there. But that's okay. We are headed for this area here, and there's also this area here that you can park on, but unfortunately, it doesn't do us too much good because we can't get out into the larger areas of the sea here. for right now, so there's not really too much point or purpose to it, at least for now. Later on, there will be more of a purpose, but for now, not so much. So let's see if we can make it up here without too much more difficulty. I just gotta remember to check myself before I get to the peninsula there. Because if I don't, things could get really bad for me. Why don't you attack one of the goblin guards just to get him out of the way? There you go. Nice job, Norn. Anybody? Alright, nice. And we got a crit. Sweet. Well done, everybody. Yeah, we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that, and we'll do that. Done like dinner. Man, Sid's going nuts over here. He's like, I'm ready, man. Tag me in, coach. Okay, we've made it to the peninsula. Now this, as I said before, if you may have heard it, this is the Peninsula of Power. What's at the Peninsula of Power? Well, this is a power leveling area that can be very helpful if you want to grind in the game, like if you ever think that that's necessary. I don't personally ever feel like grinding is all that necessary in this game. Usually you get enough levels from everything to not have to worry about grinding. But I'll show you what you have to deal with if you want to come over here and grind in the early or mid-game. When you step up here, you change the enemy tile that you're on, like the world map. I'll show you. The world map has all of these tiles on them, basically. Like, there's squares that you can make on the world map if you make a grid for it, and in each square is a different type of enemy encounter. Now, the enemy encounters that you fight here on the Peninsula of Power are the same enemy encounters you'll fight up here in this area, and you can't normally get to this area unless you have access to something else that will let us get here, because there's no way to get here with a ship, so we'll need another form of travel in order to access this, but we'll figure that out later. But you won't be going in this area until you get to the Wind Crystal, and that is the final crystal that you light in the game. So the enemies up here are very, very strong. If you have a ton of Phoenix Downs, you can kill the enemies that have zombie in their name, because there are some undead up here, by throwing Phoenix Downs at them. But if you don't, well, this is what will happen. Let me get an encounter here. Man, the game's glitching out. It doesn't want me to get an encounter here. It's like, you know what you're doing? You better know what you're doing, because you're going to get wrecked. Okay. Hill Gigases. These guys are, actually, these guys aren't too terribly bad. You fight these guys in the Earth Shrine. I think that's what it's called. No, that's the Earth Gift Shrine I'm thinking of. But you fight these guys in the cave that you go to in order to relight the Earth Crystal. They can be pretty troublesome, but let me see if I can take them on. If I can, I'm going to be getting a ridiculous amount of EXP here. I'm going to cast Protect and see what I can do here. Just attack. This is just a test, after all. If I die, I save, so it's not a huge deal. They might be resistant to sleep, so that wouldn't be good. Okay, well, we got a preemptive strike, so we should be fine. Let's try casting Temper on our dudes here as we continue to cast Protect. Probably you need it more than anybody else. So yeah, they're not too bad. I mean, in groups of 3 like this, they can be a little bit difficult, but let's see how much more damage I do with Temper now. Oh, well, one dead. Not bad. Not bad, Sid. Very well done. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to take all of these guys on yourself because, well, all they have to do is gang up on, yep, Moira, and then there goes our whole party, basically. I'm going to reset after this encounter if, for some godforsaken reason, I actually happen to win, but I don't think that. Nope, not happening. Goodbye, Norn. Actually, you might live the round, but after that, not so much. I can still fight! Ugh. Nope. And the warriors of light were defeated by Gigases from the hills. They would never see the light of day again. The end. But in reality, that's not the end, because we can just load our save, and then we're fine. Okay. Instead of going up there, I kind of want to Because it looks like you can get to this port down here. I don't know if it would really benefit us to go there right yet, because we can't get the ship out there, but... Well, no, I don't think it's going to benefit us at all, because I don't think you can get in here either. Let's go check. We're heading back that way anyway, so we can probably just take a look-see while we're going that way. Okay, so we have ghasts. Now, ghasts are undead. So because they're undead, we're going to use our Dia spell to try and deal some extra damage to them. This is... Okay, well, they just paralyzed me, so nuts to that plan. This is... using Dia on undead is the way that you would crowd control them, basically. Of course, if they paralyze my whole party, we might not be doing anything to them. We might be dying before getting to the Peninsula of Power. When you are paralyzed, you have a 25% chance of breaking out of it at the end of each turn. Unfortunately, I'm getting a little unlucky, so it might not end well for us here. Or we'll just, you know, use our other sleeping bag. Okay, well, we got a little bit out of it, so I'm going to try casting Dia so that I can try to do some damage to these guys and get them out of the way. Come on, cast it before you get paralyzed again. Thank you. Hopefully they don't kill anybody. That would suck. Okay, well, we got 3 of them. Ah, damn it. I think this calls for a reset. Where is reset anyway? There we go. That went poorly. Like I said, I want to try to keep our experience relatively even, so if people die, that could cause us problems. So, oh Jesus. Well, we got some new enemies here, ogres and ogre chiefs. These guys we won't normally be encountering until we get down to Elfheim, but I guess we can encounter them here as well. They're a little tough, but we should be okay to deal with them. I'd like to take out the chief because I think he's going to deal more damage than everybody else is going to deal. And we'll see if we can crowd control them a little bit with sleep here. Okay, well, the chief probably wasn't the good target because, no, he's sleeping now, so he can't really be that useful. We'll have, actually no, everybody attack this ogre so that we can make sure we can get rid of the one that isn't sleeping, and then we'll worry about the chief when the time comes. Nice. That should take the chief out. Okay, almost. I would have laughed so hard if he died to Moira's staff there. The vicious killer using a staff. Yeah, they hit a little hard, but we should be okay. Yeah, just keep doing that. There we go. Hit the weak spot! And that should be end the game for the ogres. Nice. Okay, but they do give a lot of EXP and a lot of gil, so we can use that for some good things here. Yeah, look at the gil that we have now. That's pretty fantastic. Hopefully we don't run into too many more of those guys, though, because that could get a little bad. We have enough MP on our white mage to where she should probably be the only one doing curing for right now. I would like to keep Cure on Russo there, though, because having access to 2 people who can use Cure before you get the heal spell is usually pretty good, so it helps out anyway. So that's the way that I was saying we could go, but there's nothing really over there for us, and then there's also mountains in the way here. So we can't get to that river that's down there, not that we could have done anything with it anyway. In due time, my friends, all in due time. Ambushed by a tarantula! Good thing it can't poison us. I don't know that for sure, but since it's a tarantula, I would think that it can't poison us, but maybe I'd be wrong. Oh, well, there's the poison. I was wrong! I think Sid just has a problem with creepy crawlies, man. First cobras and now spiders, and he just punches them to death. Of course, he punches everything to death, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to Pravoka and see if we can't buy some of them level 2 spells that we were missing there. First we'll go to the inn, though, of course. Just so that we can take care of that. Yes, pleasant dreams indeed. I gotta take a good look here, though. Yeah, I think, I mean, it kind of looks like, well, no, it looks like Cid's hair is a little bit darker than Moira's and Norn's, but it kind of looks like Moira and Norn have the same hair color, just a different hairstyle, that's all. But that's cool. That was the first, I was kind of just trying to think of names that I could figure out before I started the stream, and I was like, well, they could be twins, maybe. Black magic shop, here we go. So let's buy the other black magic spell that we want for our red mage there, Russo. That's going to be the dark spell, which is another crowd control spell. It helps out with physical attackers, and it gives them the darkness status. You could also get slow for physical attackers because it reduces their number of attacks, but I'm not... Honestly, I'd rather have them be blind and not be able to attack at all than, you know, be slowed and still being able to attack us. Because if they hit hard, doesn't matter if they're doing 1 hit or 3 hits, they're still going to hit hard, so... I suppose they just hit harder with 3 hits, but, you know. Point is, I'd rather dodge all that damage altogether rather than try to deal with it. Okay, so we have... What do we have here? We also want to get Silence for Rousseau, and then we want to buy the other 3 spells for Moira there. So we'll get Silence for Rousseau, and then we'll get Blindna to cure Darkness, Invis for a little bit of extra evasion, and Null Shock to allow us to reduce lightning damage. We won't be dealing with lightning damage for a little while yet, but when we do, it'll be nice to have Null Shock around. I don't know that I'll be using Invis all that often, though, because... Well, I do have 2 people that can use Protect, so that probably helps out a little bit. Because, like I said, in the early game, Protect is kind of better than Invis, because Evasion is nice, but we don't really have the kind of physical defense to where if we still get hit, we can deal with it effectively, so... Probably better to just raise our defense than it is to raise our evasion at that point. And now the white mage has the most health. I mean, that kind of makes sense, but... Anyway. I think we have everything that we need now. Let's go see if we can buy anything from the shops that we might need, though. We probably need a few more antidotes to cure poison, because I'm sure that's going to be a problem coming up. We'll buy a couple of eye drops. Well, maybe we won't. We don't have that much money left to buy this stuff with. So we'll buy 3 more antidotes. And that will do it. We'll buy more things later when we actually have spending money to use. Alright. Now, I just realized, I don't think I talked to that guy who talked about Provoca when we were back in Cornelia. I think I just went to the item shop and then I just didn't bother with him. So, we'll go talk to him and see if he has anything new to say. Because it's on the way to Elfheim anyway, so I might as well. I think I'm also going to take a quick bathroom break when we get to Cornelia there. I was going to say, punch him out before he casts Sleep there, Cid, so we can make sure that I'm not punching somebody that... Okay, good, good. I was going to say, I don't want to punch somebody that I just crowd controlled, because what's the point? Actually, no. He can probably take one on by himself, so you do that. You two take on that one. Okay, well, never mind. Let's see if it redirects Moira's attack on the right one. Ah. Not quite. That's okay, though. We're still fine. We're still fine. But yeah, I think I'm going to limit Norn to using daggers for right now. Maybe I'll switch that up later if it becomes a problem, but I think that's what we're going to do. And we have more levels. Nice. Not so much on the HP and MP there. Moira, of course, gets fantastic levels because she's our white mage, so she's got to be better than everybody else. And Norn gets a good level. Good. Have Moira and Norn been getting good levels at the same time here? No, actually, never mind. I was going to say that, but then I just remembered. Last level, I'm pretty sure Moira got a good level up, but Norn did not. Maybe they're not identical twins after all. Maybe they're fraternal, but still the same gender. here's Big Eyes. He could be a problem, because he can cast Gaze, and Gaze inflicts paralysis. So let's see if we can get rid of him. We'll direct all of our attacks at him. I don't think he has that much HP. Well, he's dead anyway, but that'll just redirect us. That's fine. But even though he doesn't have that much HP, I'd rather get rid of him so that Gaze doesn't become an issue. Well, that's fine. Okay, good, none of them woke up. So you do that, you two hit the one in the front, and we'll be golden! Persona 4 golden? No, not quite. That's a game in the works eventually here as well. That's another one that I will put on my own choice list there, but first I have to get through a few other games before I can get to that one. I would imagine I can record the PS TV that I have the same way that I recorded the PS4, so hopefully it all is the same. Because I would like to play Persona 4 Golden for the channel at some point, for the stream there. You're just going to talk about the Western Keep. What am I doing here? I want to talk to this guy, see if he said anything new. Nope. Okay, that is good to know. So let's rest at the inn, just because we can, and then we'll head over to Alfheim. And actually, I'm going to let them go sleep, and I am going to take a quick break to go use the restroom, so I will be right back. Sorry for bumping the mic there. Trying to unlock my legs and get them out from underneath all of this makeshift desk stuff. Be right back. just barking because he's barking. Okay. That will work. Yeah.
Will you come cold?
Oh, okay. What?
Will you come cold?
His roast is coming along nicely. I just wanted him to look at it so he could check it out. Okay, I have returned. I am refreshed and restored myself, and so are the characters, so let us continue. We'll head to Elfheim. Or we'll get attacked right before we get to our ship. This is our ship now. You no take. Actually, we take. We take a lot. And you die. It's just the law of the land, goblins. No hard feelings. Even with the staff, Moira still just destroys him. Just enough to take care of him. Excuse me. Oh, here we have a Sahagin chief. He could be a little troublesome, but we'll just focus all our attacks on him and we'll be fine. Hopefully he's not the only one to sleep here. Now they all slept, so that's good. Nice. Nice job there, Russo. Your sleep spell is doing very well for us. Conquer, have you noticed any stutters with the video at all, with the stream? I haven't noticed anything on my end of things, but I mean, there is potential for it because my brother is upstairs playing online with his friends. Well, he's not online with his friends, but he is on Discord, so I don't know if that would make any major impact on my own stream, but I can't see it from here, so. Have you noticed anything? But more so than usual. I mean, there is an occasional stutter step or dropped frame every now and then, normally, but if there's anything out of the ordinary, I'll have to figure out how to go around there. Just the emulator glitches? Okay, that's fine. I can deal with emulator glitches, that's no big deal. Also, before we go to Elfheim, we're going to head up in this direction because I would like to see if... Basically, we can go and visit a different area coming up here that we normally... I don't think we normally need to go to until later, and I don't remember if I can actually do anything at it now. This is where we need to go for it, and it is right here. You know what? No, we won't visit that for right now. But there is a cave there that we'll be visiting in a little while. It's right in that area there. So just remember it. We'll be back to see it later. But not right now. It's a place that we'll go in due time. But first, we have to deal with these swashbucklers trying to take my ship. I like to think that Russo is the person steering the ship here, like some sort of very well-dressed Jack Sparrow clone or something. He's got the sword for it, man. He's probably got the accent for it too, but yeah. Okay, so let's take out those big eyes and try to put everything else to sleep. You know, if they stop attacking me. Well, that sucks. We can get one of the big eyes at least. Or we could get none. Well, actually, Norn still has an attack, so maybe we'll get it. Aha! Got everyone. Nice. Nicely done, Russo. I appreciate your capacity to put the enemies to sleep with your long, drolling speeches. I should educate you on the time that I was an actor in the royal court of Elfheim. Why, just last week, I... Meanwhile, all the Sahagins are snoring in the background. Man, this one's really snoring. I think you... Well, I was gonna say, I think you actually killed him, Russo, but yeah, you literally just actually killed him, didn't you? Oh boy. Oh, these emulator glitches. They are the bane of this playthrough's existence, but that's okay. I can deal with them. If that's all it takes for the better video quality that we have right now, then I can deal. I can definitely deal. I wanted to try more crowd control status effects in this game because typically I don't bother with a lot of the status effects in this game because usually by the time they become useful when you're fighting large groups of enemies, the all-targeting elemental spells, Fire Rub, Lazara, and Thundara. So not having access to those right now might actually make it a little more interesting to try to do some crowd control on the enemies. And this game was originally created and conceptualized back when crowd control was a major party advantage that you could have. A lot of the 80s and 90s, or later 80s, early 90s RPGs had a character that specifically focused on crowd control as a part of a major standby of a party that was effective at its job. And that's what Russo is kind of doing at this point with his sleep spell. Could do it with the dark spell too, but I'll take being able to have the enemies not act at all temporarily over them being blind and still being able to hit me sometimes. So, uh-oh, ambushed? How am I going to deal with that? Punch him to death. That's how. Almost literally. Goodbye. Okay, and we have arrived at the village of Elfheim. Now this is another port that we can't get to until we get to the wider sea area here, so we'll have to deal with that when we get to that point. But first, let's visit the village of Elfheim, the village of elves. Well, we'll see what we can do to help your prince there, but first, yeah, we can rest at the inn. How much money do we have? 1,400? Maybe we should get some items out of this whole deal first before we start worrying about resting at the inn. So I could get a saber for Russo there, but like I said, the broadsword that we'll be getting a broadsword shortly, and I believe the broadsword is slightly better than the saber. And the dagger will also be getting one in the next cave over, so that will be good for Norn. The iron nunchaku, not so great for Cid there. He can do just fine with his fists, so. And the crochet, it's a staff that deals extra damage, but I don't think it can be equipped by anyone that can really make use of it. I think the only class that can really make a good use of it is the warrior, but why would you equip that when you have stuff like sabers, broadswords, that sort of thing, so. Don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Ah, so maybe you know Sage Lucan then. Well, probably not. He's kind of a famous figure. There's copper armlets at this shop, which we cannot buy yet, but they're basically leather armor, except a lot lighter. It would help to have it, but since I can't have it yet, then I'll just make do without. Leather cap I would like to get for Moira there. And the rest, I'm kind of so I'm not going to really need to worry about it for that. So Moira's got a little extra defense. That chainmail will serve Russo well, and Norn really just needs the leather armor, to be honest. I mean, well, her evasiveness is pretty nice right now, to the point where having a little extra defense might help. But if we need a little extra defense, we'll just, I don't know, cast Protect or something. That should do fine, I think. Well, where are these weapons and armor made of mithril? I don't know where they are, so how can I make use of them? Anyway, buy one potion, so we have 2 for everyone. Can we get silenced in the next cave? I'm not really sure, but I guess we can buy 4 of these just because. I'm not going to be able to afford the magic spells here, really. Not yet, anyway. Tents, we should probably buy 1, 2... I'm going to say 3, because we can use 1 on the way to the Western Keep, 1 when we get in front of Marsh Cave, and 1 when we get out of Marsh Cave. Yeah, so we'll do that. Actually, since I can't buy any spells now that I bought that anyway, now we'll buy 1 extra. just so we have it, and then we'll buy 4 more potions. Okay, cool. But you can buy new magic in this town. The level 3 and level 4 shops are here. Well, that doesn't sound good. Neither Jaeger's sinister bark nor the fact that they'll be at the mercy of the Dark Elf's power. Well, now that we've talked to the dancer, we know that he might be talking about the Western Keep there, so maybe we'll have to go check it out. I believe this is level 4 white magic. Yes, and level 4 white magic is very expensive, but we don't really need it right now. The only one out of all of those that's really truly useful is, well, Poisona is useful because of the poison that enemies can do, but Null Frost is nice out of all of those. So, well, now we'll just have to deal with the Dark Elf King until we can wake him up, I guess. And then there's these here. Blizzara is nice, Haste is very nice, so both of those, the Black Magic Shop for level 4 is a lot better than the White Magic Shop for level 4, I find. But we can't afford 2,500 gil a pop for some spells right now, and I don't think we can even use any of those yet. Nope, not yet. Russo is still stuck at level 2 spells, and Moira, even though she's a little better on her spells, is still only stuck at level 3. So that's the best we can do for right now. So I may as well not even go to the level 3 Black Magic Shop. We can only really use White Magic at level 3 shop. I wonder where Astos is gone. We'll have to find that out. This seems to be their cemetery. Poor elven souls. Here lies Link. Wait, what? It's too bad we never got a Link and Final Fantasy crossover. I'd play the hell out of that game. Okay, well, I'd really like to afford the heal spell at some point, but I don't know if we'll be able to get that for any time soon. The Diara spell would also be nice, but it's really just going to depend on the amount of money that we have after we go to the Western Keep. I'll probably come back to this town after we go to the Western Keep, just because by that point I'll have a little bit of extra spending money to throw around. So, did I rest at the inn already? No, I did not. Okay, we'll go do that then. But yeah, really the only one that I really want to get is Heal, and I guess I could also get Thundara, but it's not that useful, Thundara. We'll see how much money I have. Yeah, definitely would get, absolutely. Like I said, I'd play the hell out of that game. If it was like, you know, still like maybe a 2D Zelda-like game, but with classes maybe, and like still action, so still like action RPG type mechanics where there's some stats and stuff and extra. I'm kind of just describing Breath of the Wild without classes, to be honest with you, though. If Breath of the Wild had classes and class changes for Link, I'd want it even more than I already want it. I would have already bought it like a long time ago, along with the Nintendo Switch. So, but I do not currently own a Nintendo Switch. It's on the bucket list of things to get, but yeah, eventually. And we'll probably play a bunch of the games that are on there for the stream when I get one, but not right now. I don't have one, so no paralysis. Damn it. I was gonna say, if we can get by without getting paralyzed, we'll be in good shape, but unfortunately that's not the case. Thankfully, Norn is too fast for those zombies, so she can just jump in and cut them before they can become a problem. Ooh, nice level up there, Russo. Yeah, well, Moira had to get a slightly less than stellar level up eventually. And if we keep getting gold like that, or gil like that, we should be in good shape there. Should give us a lot of Monet to throw around when we get to buying all of those spells there. Ow, quit it. Hoo-ya! But yeah, one single ogre is a one-round thing, and they give you almost 200 gil for it, so that really helps. Gotta be careful with enemies like this, though, where they can get poison on you, because if you don't have enough antidotes, you are screwed! Actually, let's just all gang up on one Cobra. I could probably just have Sid take care of one of them by himself, since his fists do so much damage, but That's okay. We'll get him. Just like that. Hey Garrick, how's it going? Yeah, finally something that's not Dark Souls. I know, man. I was playing a lot of it there, but I was having a ton of fun playing it. So we finally are through it, and now we're playing Final Fantasy for the PSP. We will eventually get on Metal Gear Rising. Actually, that was a project that I was going to be doing here, but then I realized it's the 30th anniversary of the Final Fantasy series, so I was like, I really have to play this now. There's like no choice here. So that's why we're playing this. Like I said, Metal Gear Rising will be coming up fairly soon here. Probably within the next month or two, I'm going to say. But for now, we have enemies to sleep. I probably should have hit the Giga Swarm instead of the Ogre there. Well, you do that, and then we'll just go from there. The little bit of crowd control helped, and Moira has her first staff kill. If I had a counter for this stream, I'd put that up on screen for staff kills. Actually, she'd probably have more than one at this point, but that was it would be a counter for ironic staff kills, I guess, against enemies that you wouldn't expect her to kill with her staff, like not goblins or any of that stuff, so. Oh, is it €9 on Steam? Well, that's a good deal. Anybody who's watching the stream on YouTube, you should get on that. You're thinking about it? Yeah, I get you. It's worth the investment, man. Even without the DLC, I really enjoyed the game, so I would say it's worth the investment. Like I said, on the actual game itself, it is a tough game, but as long as you're patient, which you said you are, as long as you're patient with it and you don't get yourself too riled up about, you know, a couple of deaths, you should enjoy it. So, I would recommend it. I think I had Norn attack the wrong one. Whoops. This is getting a little bad. Gonna have to heal after this one. That should take care of you, and one more hit should take care of the other guy, especially if Sid's the one that does it. Yep. Not bad. Not bad. There we go. Okay, continuing on. 3 steps in another battle. That's the kind of continuing on I've come to anticipate from a game like this. Everybody getting up on the Ogre. We'll see if we can put the other one to sleep. Oh. Well, that negated my crowd control fairly effectively. Just kill it. Just kill it. Ow. And that's ironic staff kill number 2. Very nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with other currencies outside of like US dollars, Canadian dollars, and euros. But yeah, I mean, if that's what it's converted into euros, it still seems like a good deal. $10 is not bad at all. And I can tell you that I would give I would rate the main game as being definitely worth it at 10 euros. It wouldn't be $10. So it'd be like $20 in US dollars. Still worth it. I'd still say it's worth it for that amount of money. So I'd say go for it, but it's all your choice in the end, man. Of course the Giga Swarms are the ones that sleep. I should have just gone after the Ogre. Oh well. Yeah, we're fine. Just everybody attack the Ogre. And then if the Giga Swarm wakes up, we'll go from there. Very nice. Oh, you hit him too hard, Moira. Now he's woken up again. Damn. Well, we can take him. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. I believe we're almost there. I can always look at the map, I suppose, and find out. Colonel, what's the message? Yeah, let me go after the ogre. My IRA, cool. Oh, well, at least they both slept this time. Very nice. God 1 and 2 are more expensive than Dark Souls 3 on sale. Yeah, that is a little strange, isn't it? Oh, Call of Duty. Oh, how... Well, I would say how far you've fallen, but... I don't know, I haven't played Call of Duty since Black Ops 1, so I can't really necessarily say that. 15 bucks on Steam? Yeah, that is a good deal. That's really nice. Would recommend, for sure. Okay, let's use our last sleeping bag here in front of the Western Keep before we head inside to check it out. And into the spooky keep we go. Bats everywhere, man. You can get over to the left side of the keep there, but I can tell you right now that that door over there is locked, so we need to find a way to get into it before we can do anything else. We'll find a way eventually, but not right now. I would assume you're the king of the elves, maybe. Uh-oh. Well, that's no good. Yes, we heard that the crown was in the Marsh Cave. I suppose we could retrieve it for you. But how much will you pay? If you pay. No, we'll get the king's crown back just because, well, you know what I'm going to say. It's the right thing to do. Okay. So let's, yeah, we've got some good gil together here. We'll save here, and we will take that gil back to Elfheim with us. See if we can buy a few spells, and then we'll go from there. We'll make our way over to the Marsh Cave after we do that. Oh, good. That's good, man. I never did get all of the achievements on my own Metal Gear Rising playthroughs. Although I have been considering, now that I know that, because I'm running this game on a PSP emulator on my computer, I own the game itself, so it's not entirely underhanded that I'm using an emulator. But yeah, I own a physical copy of it. But anyway, yeah, I've been considering maybe playing Metal Gear Rising on my PC for the playthrough. I don't know if my computer can run it because it is a game from later than 2007. So it might be a little high fidelity for my gaming laptop. I mean, it is a gaming laptop, but it's still a laptop at the end of the day, so I don't think that's gonna do me any favors for that. But I'll give it a shot. I'll see what it looks like on PC and might be able to play it. If I can, well, we might just do that, because plugging in all of the stuff from my PS3 to record off of that is kind of a pain in the ass. I can't just plug an HDMI cord into it and do the same thing as I can with the PS4 because of some crazy copyright crap that Sony had going with the PlayStation 3. It's something stupid, but either way, I'll check it out. But first, we have wolves to kill. Well, actually, we have no more wolves to kill, but we might have... Oh, that's the way to the Marsh Cave. Hold on. Not quite yet. Gotta go get all my MP back first. We have to go this way first. This is how it's done. If it wasn't for the fact that Cid just did more damage than everyone to everything with his fists, I would specifically put spiders and not lizards, spiders and snakes out there as things that he's deathly afraid of, because he's just been beating the crap out of them since they became enemies that we can encounter. I need Moira to get a critical hit on whatever she hits so that she can beat it to death. Not quite. because it would have been another ironic staff kill for my non-existent counter. Okay, well, I haven't attempted to play it on keyboard and mouse. I don't know if I would, to be honest with you. I think I'd be more comfortable with gamepad, but I suppose when I'm playing it on my PC to see how well or how badly my computer handles it, I could try playing a keyboard and mouse just to see. It probably makes the sword slashes a lot more easily controllable, that's for sure. But yeah. I just realized we never went to the castle to see the elf prince who was in a deep slumber, did we? We should probably go do that before we go to the marsh cave there. Might be worthwhile. And I said I was taking my time on this one too. I'm still missing stuff. Oh well. Easily rectified mistake. Okay. Let's go grab some healing spells. We can get a couple while we're here. I'm only going to grab ones from Moira, though. I'm going to give Cura to Russo at some point when we are actually going to do stuff with that. But for now, I will grab Heal for Moira there. Basically, what I'm going to do with the healing spells is that Moira can learn heal spells, which lets her heal everyone in the party, but Russo can't learn heal, but Russo can learn Cura and Curaga, so he'll probably take care of the single-target healing, and Moira will take care of the multi-target healing and the outside-of-battle healing as we need it. Diara or Cura for Russo? I'm gonna say Diara. We'll get Diara. There are some halfway decent undead enemies in the Marsh Cave, so it'll be nice to have a higher level Dia spell to take them down with. You'll get some level 3 spells eventually here, Russo. Don't you worry. Once we get out of the Marsh Cave, we'll have probably a fairly decent amount of money with which to use them with. And then we only need 1,000, 2, 3, 4,000 in order to get all of the spells that we need there. And then we'll be good. So I can't get any black magic for right now. Maybe I should buy some more items. Maybe that's a good idea before heading to the Marsh Cave. I have enough tents now to not have to worry about that at all. But might want some more antidotes. Yeah, I'm gonna buy 3 more antidotes just so that we have them in case the party needs them. I don't think we're gonna get silenced by hardly anything, so Echo Grasses I'm kind of like, eh. Excuse me. And potions I think we're okay with. Alright, so that should be all we need. Let's see if we can make it into the Marsh Cave there. How much time are we dealing with here? We're just over 2 hours into the stream now, I believe. We'll get to the Marsh Cave, and maybe I'll explore that one area that's just a dead end to the north there, and then we'll call it a day. We'll be almost back to where we were. Hello, I've heard your prince is cursed with a sleep spell. I suppose I could try. I mean, I have brought people back from the dead before, but only in the plays that I have been a front and center actor in, so I don't think that I can actually revive him from sleep. There ain't no alarm clock spell in this game, that's for sure. Oh geez, 5 years? Well, that's not good. Really? So what's trending in Poland right now, Garrick? Is there is it any huge difference in terms of... Oh, really? Wow. Nintendo's very popular over here right now, but I'm kind of surprised to see that they're not really trending at all. And I would assume that would mean like most of Central Europe is kind of... they're not trending as much. Wow. That's a surprise. I didn't expect that. That's interesting. So where are we going to get medicine to rouse our elven prince? I don't know, but he's sawing logs pretty hard right now. It'd be a wonder if we can get it down his throat with all that sleep apnea. Oh, good lord. There are some treasures we could grab in the castle, but we can't grab them right now because they're locked. So we'll have to find a key before we can do that. Alright, so rested, refreshed, restored. Let's head to the west to go to the Marsh Cave and see what we can do from there. And at that point, we'll probably be able to get some better weapons for Russo and Norn there. Because they could really use them. I mean, Sid's got his fists, so he's good forever, but, you know. The rest are kind of hurting for some better DPS. Not so much Moira, because she's not really a DPS character, but, you know. I'm going to cast Sleep here. It's probably more useful. Why don't you two try to take one down on your own? I don't know if you can, but it's worth a shot. Alright, so who am I putting to sleep here? Okay, well that's good. Oh, okay, well. So maybe it's just... I don't know. Maybe it's just that Nintendo's marketing isn't as strong in Poland for some reason. I don't know. But that's very interesting. I mean, I would expect that trends would be different all over the world, that's for sure. But I wouldn't expect it to, I would kind of figure that the people who are, like, insanely popular over here in the United States would just kind of... This is kind of egocentric of me to say, but I would think that if they're super popular here, they'd be super popular in most other countries, I guess. Just all over the place, but we don't need to sleep these guys. They're not that threatening. But that's very interesting. I never would have thought that without you bringing it to my attention. So thank you. Oh, I should tell you, Garrick, because I don't think I've seen you since in a little while here for the stream. I bought the Gothic pack that's on Steam there. I think it was like $20 for like the first 3 Gothic games, so it is in my inventory in case I decide to play it at some point here. I don't know if it's going to be the next suggestion. It's possible. It depends on how I'm feeling once I'm done with this game. If I'm still feeling in an RPG mood, your suggestion may be next on the list. Just so you know. A Famiclone console? Oh, God. Yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. Conquer, in terms of your suggestion for Kingdom Hearts, I have the collection, the first 2 collection games on PS3, but I'm strongly considering purchasing the one huge collection for PS4. I don't think that the graphics are that much better on that one than they are on the PS3 version, but that one does have like everything on the one disc, and then that way I can kind of consolidate it all to one console. So we'll see. We'll see once I get a little further here. But I do have all of the suggestions that have been made so far. I basically, well, the only one that I don't have purchased right now is Cheez-Up's suggestion for Psychonauts. I think I can get that on the PS3 under the Classics collection, but yeah, I've basically got most things in the works for the stream suggestions. We're moving along very smoothly here, and I'm enjoying myself, so that's the most important thing. But I like to keep everybody up to date on how close I am to getting everything that is going to be prepared, I guess. Oh good, we went before he slept the other one. So now maybe the other one will just simply sleep because it's single target instead of multi-target, so the accuracy is higher? I don't know that for sure. Probably not actually for sure, because this isn't Final Fantasy II, where when you single target a spell, it doesn't spread the accuracy out over all of the enemies. Like Final Fantasy II, and I talk about Final Fantasy II a lot because I know way more than anybody should realistically know about that game. But Final Fantasy II does this really stupid thing with multi-target spells where it spreads out the accuracy of status spells and the damage of other spells or healing, and divides it by the number of people that you are casting it on. So if you're casting it on one person, it just divides by 1. It gives you whatever you're going to get anyway. But if you're casting it on 4 things, it divides the accuracy or the healing amount by 4. And that's like, I can see why, but at the same time, it's like, I don't like that so much. I would have to download fixes for Gothic. Yeah, I saw that there was a couple of patches for them, so I'll have to check into those. I heard Gothic 3 though is really bad though, like in terms of the game's balance and difficulty and all that stuff. Even with patches, I heard there were some problems, so I'll have to look into that when I think about playing it. Maybe we'll just do Gothic 1 and 2. I don't know. Aren't much better than the PS4 version, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Conquer. I'm thinking it would be better to have them in a single collection, just so that they're there for when I want to play them. Plus, like I said, plugging in and doing all the stuff for the PS3 is kind of a pain in the ass, and the graphics are kind of, not so great. With the HDMI cord, the graphics will probably be better looking on the stream than they would be with the other way, because I have to get, like, component cables to work with the PS3, so... And that's no good. Anyway, let's rest in this tent, and we will, let's see. Yeah, we'll do that northern part of the Marsh Cave here, and then we'll call it a day before we go to the bottom part there. Oh, that's okay, Conquer. I don't think I, what was I asking? No, I don't think I asked you anything in that time period. I think. Not that I can remember, so if it's important, I will remember it. If not, then I don't think I asked you anything, so... But thank you for checking. Sometimes I do forget. I have established it before and stated it before, but I'm fairly certain when I'm doing this stuff I have short-term memory loss, because I just... Sometimes, man, things just slip my mind, so... Not usually in real life, though. Like, in real life, I'm pretty good about remembering the things that I need to do. Sometimes I leave myself notes just to be safe, but usually in real life, I'm fairly good about that stuff, but... when I'm on the game, I don't know, maybe it's because of split attention or what, but I forget stuff like crazy. It's insane. Like I should be I should probably be hospitalized for it. It's that bad sometimes. Oh boy. But there we get a dagger, so that's an upgrade, a straight upgrade for Norn's knife. It's only a slightly better weapon than the knife, but it's okay. It's okay. It's better than what we had, so we'll use it to all of its effect. And in this cave area on this floor, we'll also be getting an upgrade for Russo's weapon. We'll be getting a broadsword, so that will be nice. And he can be the leading man with the sword, and he can direct a charge by pointing his sword at the enemies and saying, "You're already dead." Then Sid jumps over his head and punches them in the face. Or is the broadsword on the basement 3rd floor? Maybe. I don't remember. Well, we'll find out in a minute, because I think there's one more chest up here. So. Okay, zombies and ghouls. These guys... Probably the ghouls are more difficult, because... Well, let's just see how much damage Diara does, and then we'll go from there. Is it that difficult? It was so Gothic 3 was buggy. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll give them all a shot. I mean, like I said, they're all in the collection, so it'll help out. I got them all for $20, so I can't go wrong there. We'll have to see about Gothic 1, though. I might have to look up some mechanics FAQs or something for it, because I get the feeling if it's an old-school action RPG, there's going to be some obscure things in there that I'm not really going to get the first time through. But it will be completely blind. Don't you worry about that. So we'll stumble through it together. That's how we'll do it. Okay, there's the broadsword. And some extra money. So that's nice. We're going to be rolling in dough when we get out of here. So now we have a broadsword. So we have a blade that can slash and thrust now. Fantastic. Alright. I think that's it for this floor. So we're still doing okay on time. Maybe I'll push my luck a little bit more here. Ooh, we're getting ambushed. Maybe I won't push my luck. Some obscure mechanics. Okay. That'll be fun, I'm sure. Weird controls. Okay. Okay. How can I do this? I kind of need them to not be paralyzed, so maybe if I just crowd control some of the enemies, we'll be okay. Yeah, well, that nuts to that then, because we have 3 people paralyzed now. This isn't going to go well. Alright, well, at least Russo's avoiding most of the major attacks there. Ah! I spoke too soon! Figures, I said I'll push my luck, and then we get this to happen here. Alright, Diara Gogo. Don't you dare hit me. I'm gonna be really upset. Haha! Gotcha. Nice. Nicely done, Moira. That was not even worth all that experience in Gil. For the frustration levels. Everybody got hurt, so probably a heal spell's in order here. Nice. Okay, and we can use a little bit of extra healing. I'm going to conserve Moira's MP a little bit because Dia and Diara are better crowd control spells in here because of all the undead than Sleep and Dark are. So, Russo, your time to shine with the cures, my friend. Alright. So let's get out of here before we run into more of those guys. Because they are rather nasty. We'll go up to the surface and we'll rest up in a tent again. And then we'll go from there. Okay, that's another new enemy, Grey Ooze. It's probably the same type of a deal as the green slime that we encountered in the previous stream, where he doesn't take very much damage from physical attacks. But I don't really have any single targeting. This is the only... Oh, okay, never mind, I was going to say. Maybe he just has a lot of HP. Maybe he's not like the green slimes at all. You two keep doing what you were doing. You two can probably fight. The twins can probably fight out the Grey Ooze themselves. Yeah, nice. I was going to say, are we getting another ironic staff kill here? Not really. And the thing is, it'll only be ironic staff kills until she gets a better staff, because once she gets a better staff, it'll be... Basically, the next staff upgrade for the White Mage is actually pretty powerful, so... Nice HP gain there, Russo. Nicely done. And Norn, nice HP increase as well. Very good. Very good. I like that. I like that a lot. Kind of wish Sid would gain more HP, but, you know... Beggars can't be choosers, and, I'm kind of begging for it at that point. So here's what we'll do. We'll rest here. We will go into the Marsh Cave again, and we'll go down to the basement 3rd floor, and then we'll save it at the very top of the basement 3rd floor. Like, before we explore it or anything like that, we'll save it, and then we'll call it a day. And we'll come back once we stream again this Saturday. It's going to be Saturday at 4. I'm going to do that so that I can make up for the fact that we missed the one on Monday. I wasn't normally going to stream on this Saturday, but we will do that, just that. This way's a dead end, so... I didn't mention this to the people watching this on YouTube because this is going to be my second time through this technically, but my first time through it after I delete the first video. But I do not have a map for any of these dungeons here in Final Fantasy 1. So I've always played this game with a map, so frankly, I have no idea where I'm going in most of these cases. So we're going to be fumbling in the dark a little bit in these places. And that could be... it could be annoying for people who know where they're going, but, why don't we... These green slimes are the ones that kind of don't take damage from hardly anything, so... Actually, let's temper Sid there and see if he can do some stuff, and we'll just defend with the other two. If we get his attack up high enough, it won't matter how much defense they have. We'll just smash them around anyway. There you go. Nicely done. So now everybody defend. Sid, do your thing. Oh, I didn't get a critical hit. Oh, they can inflict poison. That's not good. So why don't you three go after that one? Sid, well, okay, so they obviously don't take a lot of damage unless I get a crit, so... we'll just keep doing that. That should be fine. We'll probably have to use a bunch of our antidotes after this. It might be better to just start attacking, though, because I think they don't have that much HP, so I could probably just battle of attrition these guys to death, so... yeah, we'll just go all out. Sid, you keep attacking that one, and everybody else attack that one. We'll get to see Norn's dagger here. Not that it's that different, but, you know. Okay, good, the crits are helping. That's good. And we still haven't killed that one. Well, we'll get it this round, maybe. Because I think they only have like 20 HP. Well, it's definitely dead now. Never mind. Nice hit. And almost done. Probably have to heal after this, though. Okay, took care of those guys. Way too much defense, that's all. But we'll have a way of circumventing that defense for the slimes that we encounter later. So... the longer that I stay around here, though, the more likely I am to get into more trouble with things that can poison me. So I think we'll try to not have those kinds of problems here. We'll just meander our way around here. Oh, we got a lot of undead enemies, so you know what time it is. It's time for Diara. Well, actually, just Dia should do, because these skeletons don't have that much HP. I'd like to take care of the crawler as quickly as I can, though, because he can do multiple hits that can paralyze you. So that could be a problem if there was a bunch of them, but there's not, so we can take care of them without too much trouble. They do give good gil, though, so that's nice. That's a wall. We'll just go around the outside edges of the room and see what we can find. Gotta go around here. Someone already got to this chest. Who could it be? I don't think we ever find out. Probably just other adventurers who've looted this cave, or, you know, bandits or whatever, and they just either made it out with their treasure or didn't. Anything in here? Nope. Another treasure chest that's already gone. About down here. Ah, nothing. Okay. So let's head east then and see what we can find. I'm going to try to keep the southernmost wall in my eyesight if I can. Nope, nothing there either. I believe if you go over that way, you can get to the next area, but first let's go explore up here. Where is the... ah, here we go. Oh, I can get there without going up and around. Ambushed by gargoyles! Oh boy. These guys hit a little bit hard, so this might be a little tricky. Sleep is better here than Dia, obviously, because these guys aren't undead. So we'll use Cure. We'll just do some curing and we'll be fine. Nice! Predicted that very well. Go to sleep! Well, it's only going to be the one that's going to die this turn, so that kind of sucks. Oh well. Can't win them all with crowd control. Ow. Jesus, that hurt. A bit of frame dropping. Okay, that could be lag on my end of things. It could be my connection. Not anymore now. It could have just buffered out, so... let's see how my OBS looks here. Hang on. I'm back in the green on my frame rate here. So maybe the frames just dropped below the frame rate there. Hopefully it buffers out. Hopefully it stays buffered out. I'm going to go this way even though I said I don't need to. Just because. What's up here? Another area to go inside of. Cool. Oh, yeah, sorry, man. I know that we are still having a difficult time with that. Anything up here? I don't think so. No, because this just leads back to that door, right? Yep. Yeah, sorry, man. I know that Twitch isn't exactly the most gentle mistress to your laptop there. It probably... it's probably very hard on your system. Not too much I can do about that, unfortunately, but... I think up here is just a dead end, right? Yep. Okay, so we'll go down to the bottom floor there. And I mean, I could be running here, but it's not that big of a deal. Oh, actually, I kind of needed to heal there. Whoops. Yeah, try to heal yourself before they viciously murder you. I'm actually gonna do this. This is gonna be, you're not gonna like this. I have a pocket, emergency thing just in case, but it doesn't look like we're gonna need to worry about that. Because they didn't attack Moira, so she's not gonna get viciously murdered and I'll have to load states. Don't worry, I won't be abusing save states much. No, I probably honestly won't be using them hardly at all, so it won't be a problem, is all I'm saying. Yeah, man, if you get your hands on some Super Nintendo games or stuff like that, I would say go for it, because you missed out on a lot of good games if you haven't played anything other than the NES. But this basement floor of the cave is actually where we're going to be ending off this stream. How much? Maybe heals in order first before we start busting out the cure. Yeah, this is actually where we're going to end the stream off, because we've been going for about 2.5 hours. I think we're in good shape now, and we will pick this up to finish off the Marsh Cave and try to recover the King's Crown on the next episode of Final Fantasy, the Stream Edition. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everyone who came out to the chat and who watches this on YouTube as well. I will see all of you on Saturday if you come and join out on the stream at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Take care, everybody.